The fatal number 8 is taking away a young girl's loved ones. Why are people dying on the same date over and over again? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a story of deadly love. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a project of true and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate complex criminal cases and enigmatic mystical anomalies. Coming back home to the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, after another investigation with the crew, psychic Yaroslava Fedorova suddenly asked us to stop the van at the nearest cemetery.
I need to finish a ritual.
We stopped not far from a small village.
The sun set, and suddenly, among the graves, I saw a young girl. She was crying and talking to someone. She's talking to someone dead. After sunset, it's generally inadvisable for an ordinary person to be in a cemetery because with the onset of darkness, the spirits of the cemetery become active and anything could happen to the girl. Hello.
Hello.
Do you know who I am?
Yaroslava.
The girl was so upset that she wasn't even surprised when she suddenly saw the famous psychic in front of her.
What's your name?
My name's Olena.
Olena, tell me, do you see the man standing in front of you? And who is he to you?
Dad.
What does he want from you?
He wants me to follow him.
It turns out that the deceased father often appears to his daughter in her dreams. In them, he reaches out to her, as if calling her after him.
What's his name?
Tolik.
Well, this is something strange. I'll have to look into it later. For some reason, the cards kept showing me that the girl's father wasn't her biological father, but she still called him Dad. I didn't say anything because, well, maybe she didn't know. I see him in a noose.
Yes, he hanged himself.
Last summer, a terrible tragedy befell the family of the 18-year-old Olena. The head of the family took his own life in the yard of the family home.
Why do you want to take your daughter with you? Wait. Everything here is on fire. Please help me take this off.
It's red.
It's burning. It's a snake. It's coiled in the shape of an 8. The pendant is so hot, it feels like scorching metal. It burned me. But why?
There was an 8-shaped burn.
I was sure that the spirit of Olena's father was trying to attack me, but then I realized he was just trying to give me a sign. What does the number 8 mean to you?
He died on the 8th. The 8th day of the 8th month.
No.
But wait, everything was fine. He was a happy man. Nothing foreshadowed this. What a strange death. It seems something pushed him into the noose.
Later, we learned that nobody still has a clue why Olena's father decided to commit suicide.
I couldn't believe until the very end that something like this could happen. He would have never done it.
I simply have no explanation for it.
When the tragedy occurred, Olena and her mother were working in Poland. The husband and wife took turns working abroad because they had a large farm at home that required constant care. Tolik phoned his family abroad every day.
He would always say everything was fine.
He said he loved me and Mom very much, that he missed us and wanted us to come back soon.
As soon as Olena and her mother learned about the tragedy, they immediately returned home. They asked the neighbors what had happened while they were away, but no one noticed any changes in the man's behavior. Shortly before his death, he was in a good mood, as always.
The neighbors dropped by on their way from the fields. They talked and they say he was in a good mood and cheerful.
We talked and exchanged jokes. Everything was just fine.
Apart from Olena, the family has 2 adult sons who are married and live separately, but they were in daily contact with their father.
I talked to him on the phone just an hour before it happened. Everything was normal. We joked and laughed as usual.
He never quarreled or conflicted with anyone.
I can't believe he's gone now and will never embrace me.
The cards indicated that Olena's father came to her in dreams not to take her away, but to tell her something. However, some force wouldn't let him speak. Wait, he's leading me somewhere. Quiet. This is also your father.
He was my godfather.
An overturned chariot. Did he die in a car crash?
On the same date, August 8th,
How many years earlier?
17 years.
Wait. Hold on. Just a second. You were christened by several people.
Yes, I had one more godfather.
Did he also die in that accident?
Yes,
Wait. Did all of your 3 fathers die on August 8th?
yes.
This couldn't be a coincidence. The deaths are somehow connected.
My knees are trembling. I can't stand.
Sit down. Okay, don't be afraid. They are all victims. Someone took them away.
Who did it?
Wait. A young man stands holding some letters in envelopes. The letters start to burn. But he feels no pain. He's dead.
Who is this man?
I don't know, but he's the one taking people from your family. The cards said that the spirit of the young man with the letters was somehow connected to Olena's family. He was outraged and aggressive. And the cards also showed that 2 people closely related to Olena were in danger. 2 young men, close people.
My elder brothers. I got terrified I could lose them.
One of them also had some problems, like accidents, didn't he? And more than once.
Yes,
Olena's 26-year-old brother Sasha has indeed been in 4 accidents, none of which were his fault. And a few months ago, he almost died. He was driving his car when another vehicle suddenly appeared around a bend at high speed.
I turned the steering wheel to the left and barely avoided a head-on collision. I just flew off the road.
The man says that if he hadn't reacted in time, his 2-year-old daughter might have orphaned.
I sense that the spirit with the burning letters is targeting specifically the men in this family. I'd like to ask for the help from your father's spirit. He's bound to the place of his death. We need to go to the spot where it happened.
let's go.
It's already late today. Guys, could we stay at a hotel nearby and come back to Olena's tomorrow?
Of course.
The crew spent the night at a local hotel, and the next morning, the clairvoyant was ready for the investigation. She asked for help from her colleague, gypsy clairvoyant Rubina Tsibulska, who had just finished an investigation not far from the village. 20 minutes later, Yaroslava Fedorova is already at Olena's.
Hello.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come and help us.
Hello.
Hello?
This is my grandmother, Katerina, and this is my mom, Larisa.
I beg you, please help my children and all our family. I don't want the next grave to be one of my children's.
Could you please hold a card? Thank you.
Что происходит?
What's going on? Okay. The Hanged Man. Do you feel him here?
Yes, sometimes. Yes. When I go out from the veranda into the corridor, I always see something hanging there. Like someone's hanged there. I look around and there's no one around.
But it's not your husband. It's someone else. I didn't understand who was the hanged man that Larissa could see. That's why I decided to ask for help from the spirit of her deceased husband. But to do that, I needed to tune in at the place of his death. Here, did you find him first?
I searched for him everywhere. And I dialed him and heard the ringtone. I followed the sound and that's where I found him. His phone was in his pocket. When I found him, he was already bluish. I felt like someone poured a bucket of boiling water on me. I ran to the neighbor screaming, "Tolik hanged himself!"
He says he would have never done this to himself. He was petrified. He felt something was following him. Calm down. Everything will be all right.
I feel better.
Meanwhile, Rubina Cybulska is working on her way to the village.
I had a vision of a woman in a white dress standing in front of a tree. She held ropes in her hands, and she was throwing onto the tree branches. Those were nooses. The whole tree was an empty nooses. Yaroslava told me about a man who hanged himself there. Could this be related?
Yaroslava Fedorova, at the same time, continues her work at the site of Larissa's husband's death.
He says, "It's very hard for me. I'm trying to protect you. But the force that brought me here won't let me." He says, "A man took me. That man is dead. I don't know who he is."
And my sister said that when he appeared to her in a dream, he said someone helped him. She asked him who did it, but he disappeared.
At that moment, I had a feeling that there was a secret related to the number 8 in the family, but I couldn't imagine that it was revenge because of love. I'm offended by my daughter. Why didn't she come to say goodbye to me? She's so far away. Wait, but you're his daughter.
She was his stepdaughter. His biological daughter is in Egypt.
Now I understand. Yesterday, while I was working with Olena at the cemetery, the cards told me she wasn't the man's biological daughter. I'll figure this out later. I thought you gave birth to her from another man, but Olena didn't know that. So he was your stepfather?
Yes, but I called him Dad.
It turns out that Tolik was Larissa's second husband. His daughter from his first wife is married and lives with her family in Egypt. She recently gave birth, so she couldn't attend her father's funeral.
At some point, the spirit of Larissa's husband pointed towards the house. I turned around and saw a shadow flicker. It's someone from the world of the dead. Wait, an overturned chariot and a severed head. Who are we dealing with here?
My first husband.
He's showing me gestures, driving, and then a half of his head gone. What does this mean?
His head was completely crushed. There was nothing left.
How did it happen?
The van had a crash.
Petro, Larissa's first husband and the father of her children, worked as a combine operator. He He was coming back home from the field in a van when he had a horrific crash.
A tractor with a plow was passing by, and it hit him. He was sitting in the back and so was badly cut.
The roof was sheared off and his head got chopped.
The tractor, which was running without position lights, had a plow sticking out to the side. It was occupying the entire oncoming lane. The collision was unavoidable. Larissa's father, who worked at the same farm as his son-in-law, brought her the news of Petro's gruesome death.
He said, "Larissa, our Petro is gone." I said, "What do you mean?" I remember falling into the chair. I don't remember what happened next.
Do you have Petro's photo?
I do.
The clairvoyant typically uses sacrificial wine and sugar to establish a connection with a spirit.
As soon as I started summoning the spirit of Larissa's first husband, I felt someone walk behind me. And then, they grabbed me by the hand.
He opened the door.
My girl. I love you so much. It was so hard for you. You stayed alone. And at that moment, the card showed me another 8. Wait, he died on the 8th too?
Yes. The accident happened on August 8th. The same date, the same month. Both my first and second husbands died then. I just can't believe it. There's some dark force at play here.
Who else was with him? Your 2 godfathers? Were they together?
Yes.
So this is what I actually saw at the cemetery yesterday. 3 of your fathers died on August 8th.
Why specifically on this day? Why the 8th?
Wait. I need to shuffle the cards. The bride. Did anything strange or unpleasant happen at your wedding? Nope.
No, nothing.
I didn't understand what that clue meant. In the vision at the cemetery, I saw a guy holding burning letters, and the spirit of Larissa's second husband, who hanged himself, also mentioned a man. Then why the bride?
Strangely, Rubina Tsibulska also mentioned a woman in a white dress. Could that be the bride?
People are already there. I think this must be here. Pull over, please. I see a man in a noose.
We were certain that what Rubina Tsibulska saw was connected to Larissa's family. But unexpectedly, Rubina went to a neighboring house.
Hello?
Hello,
What is your name?
Ksenia.
Ksenia, I'm Rubina. Ksenia, did Yaroslava call me to see you?
No, not at all.
But you know, I saw a hanged man. Who is he to you?
My husband. He hanged himself 8 years ago.
It turns out that this woman's husband also took his own life without any apparent reason. Just like Larissa's husband, he hanged himself in a shed on his property.
He's right next to you. Can you feel him, his presence?
Yes, all the time, every day, I feel him.
Let me hold your hand. Your other hand.
No.
But I sense that before this man, the hanged one, you had another husband who also passed away.
He did.
According to my senses, Ksenia's both husbands didn't die by mere chance. Some sort of terrifying supernatural force took them to the other world.
This is horrifying. Is some evil entity taking the men in the families of these next-door neighbors? Is it the same force or two different ones?
Rubina, where are you? Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
This is Larissa. This is Aunt Katerina. And this is Olena. I met her yesterday at the cemetery. This is the woman who lost two husbands.
So did this woman. Her name's Ksenia.
Nice to meet you.
Her first husband passed away and her second husband hanged himself. Can you imagine?
I was shocked. Both women were in similar circumstances.
At that moment, I paid attention to the locals who came to support Larissa, and I was horrified. Virtually each one of them had a silhouette of a hanged man standing behind them. Something very strange is going on here. How many hanged men do we have in total?
Young and old did it. I lost my father.
Hanged himself.
Yes, he did it in the woods early in the morning.
My uncle hanged himself too. It was on the day of the 40 Saints when he did it.
My neighbor hanged himself.
My God, it's so terrible.
Help us, we beg you.
So many hanged men in a single village. All of them men, and not old, under 45. They should have lived long lives. What force is driving them to the slipknot?
The shocking investigation continues. The fatal number 8 keeps taking away the girls' loved ones one by one. Why are they dying on the same date? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover the story of deadly love. On her way back from an investigation, Ukrainian clairvoyant Yaroslava Fedorova stopped by a cemetery after sunset to complete a ritual. There, she met a girl crying at her father's grave. The man had committed suicide in his own yard.
He died on August 8th, the 8th day of the 8th month.
He was a happy man. Nothing foreshadowed this. What a strange death.
When the tragedy occurred, 18-years-old Olena and her mother were working in Poland. But Tolik called his family abroad every day.
He said he loved me and Mom very much, that he missed us and wanted us to come back soon.
The neighbors dropped by on their way from the fields. They talked, and they say he was in a good mood and cheerful.
We talked and exchanged jokes. Everything was just fine.
Something pushed him into the noose. It was an act of some otherworldly force. Wait, he's leading me somewhere. Quiet. This is also your father.
My godfather.
An overturned chariot. Did he die in a car crash?
On August 8th, too.
You were christened by several people.
Yes, I had one more godfather.
Did all of your 3 fathers die on August 8th?
Yes.
This couldn't be a coincidence. The deaths are somehow connected.
Yaroslava Fedorova asked her colleague, Rubina Tsibulska, to help her in the investigation. While the gypsy clairvoyant was still on her way to the scene of the tragedy, it turned out that Olena's mother had lost another husband, who was the girl's biological father.
The accident was on August 8th. The same date, the same month.
The bride. Who is this bride?
This woman, her name is Ksenia. Her first husband passed away, and her second husband hanged himself. Can you imagine?
I was shocked. Both women were in similar circumstances. I thought only they had this problem.
But it turned out that there are over a dozen male suicides in the village.
My uncle hanged himself too. It was on the day of the 40 Saints when he did it in the yard.
My neighbor hanged himself.
We need to see who's taking them all.
I'd like to work with my mirror. A woman in a white dress. She comes up to a tree, and she throws the ropes onto the tree branches. I see that those are nooses. The whole tree was in empty nooses. I see her. She's walking down the street.
Somewhere here.
Look, she's approaching a house. I see something like a green fence or gate. Let's go there.
Let's go.
That way?
This one, no?
No. This one. The fence. Wait. She stands by the well and she falls into the well, but she didn't drown.
Yes, she jumped into the well.
My grandma, Dad's mother.
This woman's name is Natalia. It turns she's the granddaughter of the woman whom Rubina Tsibulska saw in her mirror. The visions brought the clairvoyant to the house where Natalia's grandmother lived.
She tried to drown in the well, but people saved her.
I see her in a noose. She hanged herself here on this plot, right?
Yes.
When was it?
About 20 years ago.
Who lives here now?
Nobody lives here at the moment.
After her, a young man bought the house, and he also hanged himself.
Can you believe it?
So it appears that she's taking men.
But why? How? And what was her name?
Olha.
Listen, for some reason I'm getting the love card. I thought, maybe it was the bride the spirit of Larissa's first husband pointed to. Rubina also had a vision of a woman in a white dress. Could it be the same woman? The reversed man with swords. So he cuts her off from himself. Did her fiancé leave her?
What is this?
Her husband, our grandpa, died.
No, it was someone else.
Yvonne lived here on this street. She took him in, after Grandpa. Yes, they lived here.
How long did they live together?
A year.
It seems like he came out of self-interest, because it was convenient for him. When it became inconvenient and he left on his own, he rejected her.
And I feel that she had a very strong love for this man.
She was very upset when he left her.
This woman was abandoned by the man she loved. But instead of trying to build a new relationship, she chose the noose. And after death, her spirit has been taking men in this village. This is her revenge for rejected love. I sense that she was the first to set this noose. The men started hanging themselves after she hanged herself here. Do you understand?
So all those men are gone because of her?
Wait a second. When I came to Larissa, I saw that her husbands were taken by the spirit of a man. You see? So it turns out that the men in Larissa's family, look, they all die on the 8th of August. But did any of the other men who hang themselves also do it on the 8th of August?
No.
No connection.
Larissa's husbands were taken by some other force, and it's bound specifically to her family.
But before we continued, we needed to block the way for the hanged woman's spirit. Otherwise, she will keep taking men in this village until she kills them all. Olha, go away. Close it.
Where is the nearest crossroad? Over there, right? Take it to the cemetery.
I went immediately. I hope this horror ends.
The spirit of the woman had nothing to do with the family that Yaroslava asked me to help. We had to return to Larissa's house because that's where the spirit with the burning letters manifested itself.
At that time, I couldn't even imagine how it would all end, that the bride, whom the spirit of Larissa's first husband pointed to, was following us all that time.
Let's go.
The dead man frequents here.
My mirror is showing me a child. A girl. Katerina.
Yes.
My mirror is showing me you.
Yes.
And there is a man standing behind you. The man is furious at you.
What man?
Can I have your hand?
Sure.
Wait. Who wants to kill you? When I started working with Katerina, an image came to me. A man holding something shiny. You know, like he's making sunspots. There's a little girl in front of him. I thought it was a mirror. It's not a mirror, it's a knife. In the man's hand from my dream, there was a shining knife. And then I saw him swinging it at the little girl. And I realized who the girl was. The child he tries to kill is you. You were the little girl. Who tried to kill you?
Well, I had a father, and he said, "Where's my knife? I'll kill you." But I was very young then.
How could he do it to his own child? But why? Why did he do that?
He didn't love me.
The cruel story from Katerina's childhood shocked us deeply. After the wedding, her parents moved into his house. They had a daughter, but soon the man turned vicious and, without any explanation, kicked his wife and daughter out the door.
I was still a toddler, and he kicked her out with me in her arms. It was midwinter. Mom's parents took us in, and so I lived with my grandparents and mother.
Little Katerina did not understand why they no longer lived with her father, and was thrilled when she saw him on the street near her grandmother's house.
I went up to him asking for a treat, but he said, "Come here, I'll stab you."
My God, this is horrific.
I never approached him anymore. I feared him.
He's not among the living now.
No.
I thought maybe it was Katerina's father who was taking the men in her family. He hated his daughter in life, so he could have kept harming her even after death.
He refused to believe you were his daughter.
Yes.
I see that you and him look alike.
I look just like him.
What was his name?
Ivan.
He had another family.
After he kicked us out, he married another woman.
And he pretended you didn't exist at all.
The father hated his daughter so much that he even forbade his children from his second marriage to communicate with her.
I decided to look at Katerina's father through my mirror. In the reflection, I saw a gray-haired old man, but the men in this family were being taken by the spirit of a young man. Katerina's father is not responsible for these deaths. My mirror shows me that he received his punishment in life. He witnessed the death of his children. I see his son in flames. Did he die in fire?
Yes.
But that's a half-brother, right? But there's another. Was he hit by a car?
Risha.
The third one also died. A heart attack.
Yes, but they never even spoke to me.
3 of Ivan's sons from his second marriage died unnaturally at a young age.
Childhood resentment doesn't just disappear. Katerina always held fear and anger towards him.
I feared him. You could say I rejected him.
After your father threatened to stab you, you said, "I hate you."
Yes.
It was a curse.
In little Katerina's soul, there was such pain and resentment towards her father that she shouted these words at him in a fit of rage, and they affected him like a curse. People close to Ivan started dying, those of his children whom he acknowledged and loved. But the father's love, because of the curse, became deadly for them. And later he was gone.
He passed away in pain, suffering a lot.
I see him. His leg is being cut off.
He got sick, and his legs were amputated, but I don't remember if it were one leg or both. It's been a long time.
Katerina says her father developed gangrene. His legs were amputated, but it was too late. He died soon after.
But if Katerina's father had nothing to do with the deaths of the men in her family, then who is the spirit with the burning letters in his hands? And at that moment, we saw a shadow flicker outside the window. I see him. A dead young man. Look, a man in a military uniform, a soldier.
He's holding some letters in his hands. Just like in my vision. The man is holding some letters. These letters start burning. The letters... Wait, I only see a burnt scrap. There's a letter V, and the name Katerina. So Katerina is you.
A soldier. Did you receive letters from a soldier?
I did.
Here we are finally.
Who did you correspond with?
Well, there was a fellow. We corresponded. I never even saw him face to face. He asked for a photo, and I had his photo.
The number 8 again. Look. So this is somehow connected to him, and what's going on here now? What was his name? Starting with V?
Vadim. Or Vitali. Or Vlad. I don't remember.
But tell me, where did you get his address?
A boy from our village served with him. I don't even remember where they served. He just gave him my address, and he wrote me a letter.
But back then, people could only send letters. There wasn't internet back then, so people wrote each other letters.
My grandmother used to write 200 letters. 200 letters almost every month.
Of course.
During Katerina's youth, for 18-year-old boys serving in the army, the most precious gift was a letter from home. Those lucky enough to receive letters from girls were envied. Soldiers who didn't have sweethearts found addresses of strangers, but sometimes such correspondence turned into true love.
He was attracted to you a lot. Do you understand that?
I don't know. I had no affection for him at all.
During this period, another boy, Mikola, fell in love with Katerina. He later became her husband.
I met him, and 4 months later we got married. And when I got married, the correspondence stopped.
Did you tell him you were going to marry another man?
No.
This is the card of the bride card. Here is the bride, you see? He saw you as his bride.
Did he attend your wedding?
People told me they saw him, but I didn't see him. He was there for only some time and left.
Only the following day did Katerina find out that the boy she had been corresponding with came to propose to her. But her relatives told him that in a few hours, she was marrying someone else.
Fury. You offended him badly.
You married another man.
The love. He thought you loved him, and you shattered all his hopes.
Grandma said it wasn't just friendship for him. He loved her.
Why did he show me the burned letters? Why?
Because I burned his letters. Why would I keep them when I married someone else?
It was the last thread that bound you.
And you cut it.
Do you understand, Larissa? You didn't know about this.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
I don't even know where he is.
He was out of his mind from grief. And he hanged himself. And I drew the card of the hanged man at the beginning of the investigation. The hanged man. You feel him here.
It often seems to me that there's someone hanging there.
The spirit of the young man is haunting his would-be bride to avenge her.
At that moment, I saw an elderly woman in my mirror. She was crying, shouting something over the grave of the young man. And I understood. His mother cursed Katerina for her son's suffering and death. That's why his spirit was bound to the family.
Why would he seek revenge against me?
The most terrifying suffering for a mother is to see her child in pain. Like you watch and see your child suffer.
Yes.
People connected to her family die. He dies because of her family. Do you understand?
I'm so shocked. The children are suffering because of their parents' sins.
But I still don't get it. Why August 8th?
What is the connection here?
On that day, he hanged himself. And on that same day, his mother cursed you.
Careful, careful, careful.
My head started spinning. I felt like I was losing consciousness.
Quiet, quiet, quiet.
I beg you, please help me.
Let us set up protection for your family and your home.
Thank you.
I was to outline the house with a knife, cutting off the path for the young man's spirit, and Rubina was supposed to set up protection for the family.
The road is blocked for him. Let's now make a talisman for your home and your family. We need a head of garlic. Do you have one?
Sure.
These are my enchanted needles. They will stand guard. Talisman, protect Larissa. Protect and guard her entire family and her entire lineage. Hang this above the door.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for saving us, for doing good for us.
Thank you so much.
Terrifying dreams that become reality. What mystical force is claiming the lives of young women in a family one by one? And can the people with supernatural abilities stop it? A 40-year-old Ukrainian homemaker, Natalia Nazarenko, has reached out to the psychics for help. She's the mother of 2 daughters, 20-year-old Oksana and little Olena, who is just 7. Her relationships with the girls' fathers didn't work out, so she's raising them alone, and she's pleading for help.
I want to study. I love writing poetry. I really love singing.
But Oksana's mother fears that all these dreams may be cut short by sudden, premature death. The poor woman is terrified that a dark fate may claim her daughter's life, and it seems her fear isn't unfounded. Just days ago, Oksana confessed that strange and frightening things had begun happening to her. Out of nowhere, her legs stopped working.
She collapsed at work. Her legs went numb and she couldn't feel them. It's so horrible. It's pure horror.
Natalia recalled a strange dream in which she was walking through a cemetery.
And someone beside me called out and said, "Your daughter is dead."
In that dream, Natalia saw something she'll never forget.
I saw a gravestone, and on it was the silhouette of a person covered in a blue cloth. I knew it was my daughter.
To prevent tragedy, the frightened mother turned to clairvoyants Olena Kurilova and Hala Polishchuk. Before the investigation, the psychics share their impressions.
She's alive, but there's this black sticky substance surrounding her, like a death aura. At night, I felt the presence of two spirits.
They seem to share a family bond.
And between their deaths, there's the birth of a child.
Natalia waits for the psychics in the Central Park. She chose not to bring her daughters there, hoping to understand everything herself and not to frighten them.
Hello, I'm so glad to see you.
There's a kind of cosmic pain in your eyes.
I'd even say resignation. As if you're ready to accept something terrible in your life. We need to tune into the girl. Do you have anything of hers? A personal item?
Yes.
Hold on. Think about your daughter. I sense a curse. I feel harmful words. I sense some kind of magic.
What kind of magic is this? Is Oksana truly in mortal danger? But who could wish harm upon her, and why?
At that moment, I heard the voice of an older woman in the ether. Curses were spilling from her lips. But we yet had to find out whether this was directed at Oksana.
Hala, what's most striking about this notebook is that it's full of emotion. See? There's a hint of pain and fear here, and thoughts of death.
And it's true. Just days ago, Natalia stumbled upon a suicide note written by her daughter in that very notebook.
If I ever leave this world, this is my testament. There's a little girl running around her room. Does she have a sister?
Yes, she does. Ilona.
They don't look alike. The younger one. She's like a spark. Angelic age, 5, 6, or 7 years old.
She'll be 7 soon.
7. You're afraid for the younger one, too.
I am. I'm afraid for both of them.
It seems danger hangs over your younger daughter as well. Again, I heard the old woman's voice saying, "May you be cursed." But who was she? Who was she cursing and why? At that moment, I saw Oksana's image, and beside her was the spirit of a young woman. I tried to mentally transmit the image to Olena. Do you feel it, Olena? A spirit next to Oksana?
It approaches her and stands next to her, and then I feel a chill down my spine.
Who is the spirit the clairvoyants see?
There are 2 spirits.
2 young women. The card of the family. Both girls merge into one. I see one lying in a coffin. I don't know what this means, but they look so alike.
They're my nieces, Tonya and Natalia. They both passed away.
It turns out that about 2.5 years ago, Natalia's 24-year-old niece, Tonya, the daughter of her sister Valentina, died. She was married and raising her daughter, Karina. One evening, she went to bed and never woke up.
They did an autopsy. The doctor said the cause was undetermined. He told us, it's fate. But what kind of diagnosis is that?
It's impossible that someone with no complaints whatsoever goes to sleep but never wakes up.
9 months later, however, the family was struck again. Out of nowhere, their younger daughter, Natalia, died. She was only 21. Just like her sister, she was married and raising a daughter named Rita.
Again, the doctors found nothing. It was a terrible tragedy. First, I lost one daughter, then the other. My husband and I are now all alone. We have no more children.
Sudden death syndrome. That was the diagnosis in both cases, as the doctors couldn't explain why the sisters' hearts stopped, especially since neither had any health issue.
I don't even know how to explain this to my granddaughters.
There was something mystical involved.
Such a devastating blow for the parents. It was something otherworldly.
There's no explanation for why they died. It's a mystery.
It's the mysterious and unexplained deaths of her nieces that have Natalia so worried about Oksana's life. That's why she turned to the clairvoyants for help.
My daughter is now approaching the same age my nieces were. I'm terrified that, God forbid, the same thing could happen again. I won't let it happen.
Let's visit Tonya and Natalia's parents.
The clairvoyants and Natalia go to meet the sisters' parents, whose grief defies words.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
The energy in your home feels very heavy.
Living like we do, I wouldn't wish it on an enemy. It's not life, it's just existence.
They looked so alike, almost identical. I see the same face in the coffin.
Natalia was exactly like Tonya.
I see an image like a big family bed. She's holding her child. Total peace. And then later, what's her husband's name?
Ihor.
Right. He strokes her gently, and then in the morning he's shaking her, shouting.
Tonya went to bed that night. Natalia was with her and little Rita. They'd been out walking. Her husband's a taxi driver, so he wasn't home. Around midnight, she called my wife. They chatted. Everything was fine.
I said, we'll talk in the morning, but we never did.
Valentina and Alexander will never forget that morning. They arrived at their eldest daughter's home. She lived in a nearby village with her husband and his parents. Ihor answered the door.
We entered and saw Tonya lying there. Little Karina was beside her on the bed. They were sleeping. We didn't wake them.
He said, look how peacefully they're sleeping. Tonya looked like she was just asleep. You couldn't tell she wasn't breathing. I went to Natalia's room, woke her up and said, let's get ready to go home.
While Valentina was waking her younger daughter, her husband had already realized that Tonya was dead.
We called an ambulance. They came and said she was gone.
It was a shock.
Sudden, unexplained death. Please look in the mirror. This isn't a medical diagnosis. It's like an electric discharge. Like a bolt of energy.
I sensed the blow came earlier. The death itself was just the consequence of something that happened before. She had a better fate. Her husband truly loved her.
They lived well.
Tonya met Ihor at a gas station. She worked there, and he was a regular customer.
Tonya was my daughter-in-law. It hurts me so much. She was a wonderful girl. They loved each other.
But the younger sister, I sense her fate wasn't as kind. I don't know if she divorced her husband, but I feel they didn't live well together.
Off camera, Valentina and Alexander admit that their younger daughter's marriage was troubled.
The same thing happened to the younger sister. But she didn't die in her sleep. She passed away while awake. She was sitting.
Yes.
Am I right?
At the table.
Like this.
That's what we were told.
After another argument with her husband, Natalia went to visit her friend. Their classmate was with them.
The three of us were sitting at the table, and suddenly, Natalia started to slump. When she collapsed to the floor, we immediately realized this was no joke. We couldn't believe it.
The doctors that arrived could only confirm her death. But the cause remains unknown. Why did two young women, sisters, die so suddenly and inexplicably, and within such a short time?
Look at the facts. The place, the time, and the circumstances. They all aligned. A specific date was formed, just like we carry a baby for 9 months. 9 months later, you had another funeral. Birth and death have reversed in your life.
It's hard to believe. But Tonya died on January 21st, and Natalia exactly 9 months later, on October 21st. Both women died on Friday.
From Thursday to Friday at 3 a.m. Same kind of death.
The code was set long ago. This isn't your ancestral home. The house was purchased long ago. You've added to it. You rebuilt it.
Yes. Yes.
There's something cursed in this house. Black magic. There are cat bones here. A handful of them, wrapped with a rope. Have you found anything like that?
We have. A tuft of fur bound with black thread and wrapped in paper. We found it by accident during the renovation.
But what kind of discovery is this?
There was another presence here. Someone else who died. Seems it was someone young.
A young man who was born sick.
A young man, yes. He died before you moved in.
A man lived here and his son died. He had trouble walking.
Indeed, the first family to live in this house had a son with a disability.
I received information that after the boy's death, his family fell apart. The parents divorced.
We spoke to dozens of the villagers. They say that after the son died, the parents immediately sold the house. Rumor has it they did indeed divorce.
And they didn't separate for no reason. That bundle, dog and cat bones and fur, was made by a woman who was in love with the boy's father, but he was already married and likely didn't notice her attention.
The woman became bitter and sought revenge. So she cast a spell, a curse to cause conflict so that anyone living in the house would quarrel and families would fall apart. She never imagined the house would be sold and that new residents could suffer too.
It's horrifying, but the daughters had grown up, married, had children, and hadn't lived in that house for years. So why did this tragedy befall them?
I felt that the girls' deaths were caused by the curse triggered by a magical act. But the magic didn't take effect immediately because someone had been praying fervently for the family's well-being. There was a woman who protected them with her prayers, but she died a year before the tragedy.
It turned out that a year before the sisters died, their grandmother, Nina, passed away. She was deeply devout.
After that, misfortune knocked on the door. The family line began to unravel. You know, it takes 9 months to bring a child into the world, and 9 months for a lineage to collapse. 9 months separated Tonia's and Natalia's deaths. That's very symbolic. A curse and harsh words, and the karma, the energy of those hidden objects, they all tied into a knot.
What is the psychic talking about? Were the sisters truly cursed? And if so, by whom?
Unknowingly, every member of this family contributed to the girls' deaths. Because of the cursed object embedded in the house's walls, they fought like cats and dogs. I sense an elderly woman. She harbors deep hatred. It feels like she's a relative. Have you held resentment in your life towards someone in your family? Perhaps your mother?
Alexander, what's your mother's name?
Olena.
Your mother lives nearby, doesn't she? I don't know why or what caused the hatred, but it radiates. It's like it's coming from behind you. That cursed object spread very negative energy, affecting Valentina and Alexander's family. Right after the wedding, they started arguing with the groom's mother. There was a prejudiced, hostile attitude toward your family and your children. Something happened, but I can't tell what exactly.
Look into this mirror.
What happened between your eldest daughter and your mother?
Alexander struggled to understand what the clairvoyants were referring to, but his wife immediately knew. At the time, their eldest daughter was 10. The younger one was 7, and they were visiting their grandmother.
They were playing in the yard. Something upset his mother, and she chased them off. The little girls had to walk 3 kilometers through the woods. Alexander went looking for them and found them. Clearly, my children meant nothing to her. She let them walk home alone through the forest.
The relationship between the elderly woman and her son and daughter-in-law worsened daily. They truly fought like cats and dogs.
When Alexander married, he devoted all his energy, attention, and money to his wife and daughters. Naturally, his mother didn't like that, and she became very jealous.
Maybe I wasn't the daughter-in-law she wanted.
Here's how the grandmother of the deceased sisters responded.
Ask my son why he doesn't need his parents, and go to hell, all of you. I don't owe you any explanations.
One thing is clear, this family is deeply fractured, and its members can't find common ground. They argue constantly. But how do these family feuds relate to the deaths of Tonia and Natalia?
I constantly feel Natalia's presence here. She's calling out.
We're going to the cemetery. The curse. Your mother, she's reckless with her words. She didn't know what she was doing.
She said it in the heat of emotion.
People often don't realize that their words and thoughts can create real misfortunes, illnesses, and even death for their loved ones.
Does it mean the grandmother unknowingly brought death upon her granddaughters?
The curse came from something simple. Hurt feelings. Tiny things that spilled out as curses. No one is to blame. But the spoken word played its part.
So Tonia and Natalia died because of a grandmother's curse, spoken out of resentment, fueled by an old family curse of conflict. Could tragedy have been avoided if the family had tried to reconcile?
There's a plea. She's asking, I forgive you, and you forgive me. Grandma was harsh with us, but she's good. I forgive her. I still love her.
This is mind-bending, but does this mean that Oksana and Ilona, the cousins of the deceased sisters, are also at risk? After all, they're part of the same family.
Oksana, don't be afraid. Everything will be fine. This family grieved deeply for the two sisters. Both Oksana and little Ilona believed the same fate awaited them. They lived with the thought that they would die soon. That's why misfortune and danger clung to them.
To ease the family's fears, not just for Oksana and Ilona, but also for little Rita and Karina, we decided to perform a cleansing ritual.
Think kindly of the living, and of the dead too.
As the sun set, the clairvoyants lit a fire and conducted the ritual for nearly an hour.
What could have continued to harm you has burned.
Perhaps now, with the clairvoyants having explained the roots of their misfortunes, the family quarrels will end, and there will be no more deaths.
Thank you so much.
My heart feels lighter. Now I have hope that everything will be okay.
We're very grateful. I feel calm about my children now. The panic is gone.
I think our lives will get better after this.
A deadly standoff between two neighbors. Are the women really destroying each other's families through magic? Don't miss out. The psychics will face a force they never encountered before. Can they stop it? Two residents of Ukraine's capital have reached out to the psychics asking for help. One of them is Olena Marinchenko. 6 years ago, her 27-year-old son Victor passed away from kidney failure.
The doctors didn't know what to do. Later, they diagnosed him with systemic lupus. It attacked his kidneys.
For nearly 9 years, doctors couldn't determine Victor's diagnosis. Desperate to help their son, the parents even turned to sorceresses and healers. All of them said the same thing. Victor had been cursed and would die.
My husband and I went to see the healer. She told us he was cursed and had 9 more years.
After her son's death, Olena suffered another devastating blow. Just a year ago, her beautiful daughter Olena, who worked at a bank at the time, began behaving strangely.
Her father came to visit, and she didn't recognize him. She got on her knees and started shouting, "I don't know these people. Don't give me to them." When we brought her home, she screamed, "Help me! I'm going to die!"
That night, Olena screamed like she was possessed. She shouted obscenities and didn't recognize her parents. By morning, Olena and her husband called an ambulance. The doctors took Olena to a psychiatric hospital, where she was examined for several days. The diagnosis they received left the parents in shock.
The head doctor asked us, "Have you ever turned to anyone about anything? Because this could be a curse." And he gave us an address. And we went to the woman he recommended.
Olena was immediately discharged from the hospital and, following the doctor's advice, taken to a healer. And she said,
"It's a death curse."
The healer didn't know how to save Olena. The desperate parents visited nearly a dozen different healers, but nothing helped. Now Olena doesn't go outside, spending most of her time in bed. She screams at night in a voice that isn't hers. Sometimes she doesn't recognize her parents and is apathetic.
During the day, everything's fine, but as soon as night falls, around 11:30, this starts happening.
There was one thing all the healers and sorceresses the parents visited agreed on.
Our neighbor did this.
No matter who we turn to, they all say it's our neighbor.
Olena insists that her neighbor on the same floor is a witch who tried to seduce her husband, Victor. When she failed, she decided to take revenge, striking at the most precious thing, her children.
I said, "What have you done?" And she replied, "Why didn't you give me Victor?" I said, "Do you think he's a toy?"
The woman Olena is referring to is her neighbor, Maria Kitrenko. She also sent a letter to our project's office.
She's telling everyone that I'm a witch, that I sleep with her husband, that I'm stealing him from her, and that I'm killing her children. She says I'm trying to drive her out of this world.
Maria is a widow, and she's convinced that Olena, who constantly visits sorceresses, is the one who cursed her husband, who died suddenly of cancer. She also believes Olena cast something on her son, Andrei. He's now 34. 7 years ago, he was electrocuted, and to save his life, doctors had to amputate both his hands.
He was struck badly. The surgeon said, to save him, we have to cut off his hands.
He had burns. He underwent 13 surgeries, always under anesthesia.
Is there a connection between the tragedies of the two families living on the same floor? Could the neighbors truly be harming each other through magic? Both Olena and Maria fear for their children. Each wanted their case investigated by Kayal Alekperov. He's in Azerbaijan now, but when he received photos of Andrei Kitrenko and Olena Marinchenko, he agreed to help.
I see this girl standing in the middle of a field. She's smiling. The sun is shining brightly. Then the ground near her begins to tremble. But she doesn't notice. Behind her, a massive vortex begins to swirl, like a giant tornado. And she ends up in the very center of it.
Later, Olena's mother shared that after her daughter's night episodes, the things she says are enough to make your hair stand on end.
She said, "Mom, I've already been to the other side." She said they were skinning people and sealing them up naked in walls.
If we don't pull Olena out of that vortex, she'll die. And then others may die too. This man's life is also in danger. I'm trying to tune into him, and I see him next to the girl in the same field. No way! He's caught in the same vortex as she is.
Recently, Andrei has started experiencing heart problems. He often suffers from arrhythmia, and he starts gasping for air at night.
So many surgeries couldn't have gone without consequences.
It's all far too strange. I still have some matters to attend to in Azerbaijan, so I'll call my colleague Olena Kurilova and ask her to meet with these people and their relatives.
Olena Kurilova will be joined in the investigation by Larisa Mohila, a participant in Ukraine's 13th season of Battle of the Psychics. She works with her pet spider named 13.
Yesterday, I worked late into the night, and all the clocks in my house stopped.
What time did they stop?
Exactly at midnight.
But wait, I smell earth. Like graves. Exploding open, splitting apart, and people appear at the same time. I hear whispering, they're saying the fears.
The psychics decide to meet with the women. Meanwhile, Khayal Alekperov continues his work in Azerbaijan.
I saw a strange entity. It was enormous, truly gigantic, and it looked very strange. Its hair was long and looked like rivers with water flowing through it. Fire burst from its mouth. In one hand it held sand, slipping through its fingers. In the other, the huge tornado-like vortex with people trapped inside. Among them were the children of these women, Olena and Andrei. They must be saved immediately, or the vortex will swallow them.
Khayal Alekperov decides to fly to Ukraine without delay.
The entity I saw is somehow connected to the natural elements, so I need to consult someone who understands them well. I know that Olena Stetsenko is good at it.
Olena Stetsenko is a hereditary Molfar. She works with the elements of fire, wind, earth, and air.
I need to light my specially enchanted herbs. And I'll try to read the situation. God, I saw a strange entity covered in scales, but it vanished quickly. And then numbers appeared. 3 zeros and a 2.
All the psychics speak of some otherworldly force or entity. What is it? Olena Kurilova decides to meet with Halina's daughter, Olena. It turns out the Marinchenkos were so afraid of their neighbor that they moved out of their 3-bedroom apartment and are now living in a small apartment in another part of the city.
Hello.
Over there. Our daughter is sick. She's in there.
Olena. Hi. I'm also Olena.
Meanwhile, Khayal Alekperov arrives in Ukraine and heads to meet Olena Stetsenko. Larisa Mohila sets out to visit Maria and Andrei.
Hello.
This is Andrei's older sister, Natalia. She lives in the same apartment with her husband and children, and she's deeply afraid for them.
I had a vision of a strange creature. I don't even know how to describe it. It looked like a reptile, maybe a snake, but it kept morphing rapidly. It might truly be a curse from Halina, the neighbor. I asked for her photo.
She's in the middle, and that's her husband.
13 is acting very agitated. Take the photo away. It's radiating terrible negativity.
Could what happened to Andrei really be the result of magical interference from Halina?
Give me your hand. She wasn't always like this. She was an excellent student.
She did sports.
Such a lovely girl. No one could imagine this would happen.
Before she got sick, she bought us a sofa set. She worked and earned her own money.
Why has she shut herself away now? Olena, can you hear me, Olena?
Leave me alone.
Halina says her daughter now speaks like this to everyone who visits. She lies in bed all day, listening to church music.
She stopped eating. She only drinks water, and that's it. She's losing weight. It's been a year since she stopped going out.
Near the girl, I felt the presence of a force that controlled her life. It's as if this force is attacking Olena, but not to kill her, but to immobilize her, to make her shut herself off from everyone, stay inside, and never leave. She could have died. It felt like an assault or something like it.
She was attacked not far from home at midnight. They held a knife to her throat and took her gold.
Olena was returning home from work when she was attacked at the entrance of her own building. The attackers held a knife to her throat and took her jewelry and money.
They took everything. Thank God they didn't kill her.
Poor Olena. How much has she endured? Meanwhile, Khayal Alekperov has arrived in Ukraine.
Hello.
Khayal, I had a vision. I saw 4 people. They were young, and they were in a room. They were celebrating something. And during this gathering, they summoned some otherworldly force. That force, I felt, began to pursue them.
Olena, I just saw a snake biting its own tail. I understand now it's the same entity. It can take many forms.
Who are those people? And how do the psychic's visions relate to what's happening in the Marinchenko and Kutrenko families? The clairvoyants share what they saw with their colleagues by phone as the investigation goes on.
What voice do you hear? It speaks to you. What does it say?
She whimpers. She laughs. And she says strange things. She insults her mom and dad.
Are you afraid of me, darling?
God, what a nightmare. It's like this all night and all day. God, what a nightmare.
Wait. This is incense. It won't burn. Incense helps drive out evil spirits, but it wouldn't even ignite. That really frightened me. I see the entity.
I'll smash your head.
Look. Even the lights are flickering. I decided to cast this entity into wax. It's resisting, and it's doing it fiercely. Mother of God. This entity. It's like a spider or a serpent. It's like, you know, a possession.
An unclean force.
But what then caused the death of Victor, Helena's son?
When I tuned into Victor, the force I saw, first appearing as a snake, changed shape and became some kind of monster with long arms, holding a vortex, like a funnel. That's what pulled Victor to the other side.
All the psychics describe the same strange entity, and their visions are strikingly similar. Will Olena and Andrei die?
Are you absolutely sure your neighbor did it?
Her name is Maria Kutrenko. Only she could do it.
Meanwhile, Larisa Mohila tunes into Halina Marinchenko, Maria's neighbor, currently being investigated by Olena Kurilova.
Here's the card of the devil. It reflects this person's rage. The thought in her mind is, I lost what I loved most. May everyone else lose too.
Yes, her husband used to say, fear for your children.
Would you come with me?
Yes, we'll go.
Olena, that giant entity, it seems to fulfill the wishes of those who summoned it.
It appeared during a transitional moment, like when day turns into night.
We need to perform a ritual to summon this force.
I suggest we do the ritual in the park. Powerful magicians once lived there. They knew how to command the elements.
Meanwhile, Olena Kurilova and Halina head to Maria's apartment, where Larisa Mohila is currently working.
Who's there?
Hello.
Larisa, Olena is really dying.
You stood on my doorstep telling me who I am.
I came to you after my son's funeral and said, what have you done?
Hear what the psychics tell you? I'm innocent.
Why can't you admit you're a witch?
Up, both of you. That's not where I see the problem. Quiet. Olena, come with me. They didn't do anything magical to each other. The root of all this conflict and blame is a love triangle that formed between them. Yes, they both visited healers, but they didn't harm each other.
There's a force here greater than either of you, a force from beyond. I see that their children used to interact with each other. They spent time together as they lived next door. There was no hostility back then.
The families truly used to be friends until Andriy was electrocuted. Olena began to lose her mind, and Victor died.
We need to go outside.
Kayal Alekperov and Olena Stetsenko arrive at the power site and begin the ritual.
This entity is trying to resist us. Step back immediately, the force could harm you.
Run.
The entire crew is genuinely terrified. In all their investigations, nothing like this has ever happened before.
Scatter salt so the force doesn't escape the circle.
I had a vision, a celebration, and many people. It could be New Year's Eve. The words I heard were, "Be careful what you wish for."
Maria and Helena remembered the last New Year's Eve they celebrated together was the year 2000, the millennium. Just before it, Maria's husband, Anatoly, died.
Anatoly's death isn't connected to what later happened to his son Andriy or the neighbor's children. The Book of Fate says his life energy had run its course. He fulfilled all his missions and was meant to go.
After her husband's death, Maria didn't want to celebrate. She stayed home with her daughter Natalia. Helena and her husband joined them. In the Marinchenko's apartment, there and the neighbor's children gathered.
I finally understand why my clock stopped at exactly midnight. That was the moment something happened that changed the fates of Victor, Olena, and Andriy in an instant. And the most terrifying part is that it was their wishes that I heard at the beginning of this investigation. At midnight, when people made New Year's wishes, their thoughts were reckless.
What was that?
The entity seems calm, but it's a trick. It's waiting.
The tree is completely burned.
My God. Bring water immediately. Olena, are you okay?
Where am I? Who's here?
It's me, Kayal.
It seems the Molfar is regaining consciousness. Can the psychics understand what kind of entity they're facing?
It's no coincidence that the year 2000 is called the millennium. It marked the beginning of a new era, a kind of energetic shift for humanity. A special time. I now understand the meaning of the snake biting its own tail. It symbolizes the wheel of karma, incarnation, and the cyclical nature of time. And in the year 2000, the cycles were changing. The age of Pisces was giving way to the age of Aquarius.
Wait, Kayal. That's why at the very start of the investigation, I saw 3 zeros and a 2.
The year 2000 was the last new year that Andriy, Victor, and Olena celebrated together. After that, their lives changed drastically. What did they wish for that night that altered their fates so cruelly?
The entity is breaking through again. Return where you came from.
It's leaving. Kayal, we made it. The first star has appeared.
Let's step back.
It's raining, a natural cleansing.
The psychics decide to continue the investigation elsewhere.
The entity we saw, it governs time. It appeared in response to the wishes of Olena, Victor, and Andriy.
It's the spirit of time, and it comes for its victims on horseback.
Helena, I'm trying to speak to your son now. He tells me, they always said I could die.
This boy grew up hearing he was sick and cursed. On New Year's Eve, he wished for the higher powers to free him from this terrible life.
His life was taken from him. Andrei, it feels like, deep down, you wish to never work with your hands physically. It was unconscious.
The force literally took his hands away.
This is mind-bending. But Andrei clearly remembers. That's exactly the kind of wish he made in the year 2000.
I just wanted to party more and work less. Now I understand I should have been careful how I phrased my wishes.
And Olena wished that people wouldn't notice her, and her excessive weight. And that's exactly what happened.
Helena shared that her daughter used to be chubby and always tried to lose weight, but nothing worked. Her weight dropped when Olena began having nervous breakdowns. She doesn't eat for weeks and never leaves the apartment. And indeed, nobody sees her except her parents.
After our ritual, the spirit of time disappeared, and Olena must now overcome her illness. She and Andrei need to create a charitable foundation. They have a mission to help others,